I'm at one of the most iconic theme parks in the world. Six Flags Great Adventure is a park that sees travelers from all across the world. And over the past year, we've seen a lot of changes.
Six Flags says a new roller coaster, the Flash Vertical Velocity, will open this year at Great Adventure.
And with a brand new roller coaster opening just around the corner, first I'm going to experience the Flash Vertical Velocity here at Six Flags as much as I can to break down everything about this thrilling roller coaster. That's crazy. And then there's the elephant in the room. We just saw the implosion of the roller coaster Kingda Ka here at this park. We all know the Flash isn't a replacement for Kingda Ka, but regardless, guests are going to come into the gates in this park expecting thrills. And so is this going to fill the void after we saw the removal of Kingda Ka, Green Lantern, and several flat rides? And lastly, I'm going to speak with the park president of Six Flags Great Adventure, and I'm going to see if we could get ourselves any insider information for what's happening here in 2025, and of course, in the future. But first, I got to ride that roller coaster. Look. It's such a cool looking ride. I need to get on that. I've been seeing so many people with just ridiculously high ride counts. I'm getting jealous.
11.
Is that what you're stopping at?
Nope. I don't know.
10. I know. Sammy's got one more. It's great. It's great.
Once. One really good ride. That's a lot. More than I have. At this point, I also need to find someone with 0 rides to ride it with for my first time. Because even my dad's ridden it. How'd you ride it without?
You were busy filming, so I figured I'd sneak a ride on.
That's so annoying.
Twice. I got front row, back row.
What's your ride count?
Number 18.
Crystal, how many times have you ridden it?
I haven't been on yet.
Would you like to share a first ride?
I would absolutely love to, Ryan.
And if these people are riding this coaster so many times, it's gotta be good. There's a lot of elements about this roller coaster that get me really, really excited. And as much as I was excited for each and every element, I have a really bad problem. When I go to theme parks and especially ride new rides, I don't do any research. So even though I'm invited here for media to talk about what this ride does, I know nothing about what this ride does. You can tell I'm really great at my job here. So instead of bugging the other media guests and asking them stats on the ride, I'm really bad with like information. How tall is the spike?
172.
Thank you. Yeah. I hunted down my close friend Marshall, who also conveniently works for Six Flags, because I know he would be the best person to brief me about what this ride does.
What do you want me to do? You're the director here.
Marshall, what does this ride even do?
I'll let you know. When the floor starts dropping, I'll start.
One of my favorite little details about this roller coaster is that when the train dispatches, the platform does this little thing where it lowers down. It's just such a neat little detail that I've noticed on Vekoma rides, and it's so fun.
Let me take you through some of the Flash Vertical Velocity's key elements, starting with launch. Number 1, it's going to push you about halfway up that inverted stall dive. It's going to stall out. 24 miles an hour, roll all the way back. Launch number 2, up the 90-degree, 17-story spike. Massive, massive 0G moment. And then launch number 3, max speed, 59 miles an hour. Into the inverted stall dive. That's 3 seconds of hang time.
Are you waiting for it to come back?
I'm waiting for it to come back now.
Thankfully, Marshall is also secretly the Flash. He didn't want me to tell anyone that, but I guess the secret's out. Sorry, Marshall. Meaning he was able to run across the area to report what goes on at the other side of the roller coaster. This is so stupid.
Behind me, you're going to see launch 4 and 7, which the train is about to go through for launch number 4. Bingo! Up into the double up into our stall dive. There's launch 5. Joint incline barrel roll, 90 degrees on the spike. Turn around, it's gonna come back by. Launch numero 6. Back up the reverse camelback dive. 4 Gs right there. And if we run back over here, it's gonna come back down now and double down instead of double up into launch number 7.
You do that so much better than I do.
It's my job. The train is now coming through the 3-second hang time stall in reverse, and it's gonna coast right to a nice easy stop. Pass through 1, slows down, a little bit up the spike again, and then come right to a nice stop in the station, and that completes your 68-second ride experience.
I honestly don't even know what to say.
It's almost like they paid me the big bucks for doing this.
After Marshall had given me the rundown of everything this ride does, I was excited, I was scared, I was mainly just impressed with Marshall. And it was time for me and Crystal to get in line so we can ride this new roller coaster. Crystal, how are you feeling about this ride?
Really excited, a little nervous, but I think it's gonna be great. It's not very loud.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign.
Is that not like a little intimidating though?
The intimidating part is the backwards. That's what I'm nervous for, because it's like I don't want to feel like sick.
What I'm most excited about is that big stall, like where you get hung just for like 3 seconds.
That looks insane. I think it's gonna be fun. I am so excited, I'm nervous, and I'm ready for a great time.
We're about to go through 7 launches, several inversions, and a whole bunch of fun.
It's gonna go up high.
Let's do it.
Really go.
Really punchy right off the bat.
All right, back first. Here we go.
Whoa! Whoa! Dude. We're going backwards. Oh my god. Whoa! Whoa, 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 I would say it's coffee time, but I kind of spilled all my coffee, so now I just have an empty cup. Well, let's sit down and talk about this ride. The Flash Vertical Velocity is not at all a replacement for Kingda Ka. However, guests are still going to come into the gates expecting thrills. And so is this going to fill the void after we saw the removal of Kingda Ka, Green Lantern, and several flat rides? With that, I think the Flash Vertical Velocity is a great roller coaster. However, I do have some concerns about it being here at Six Flags Great Adventure. This is a park that people visit from all across the world. And this park caters to the New York Metro, which is one of the biggest populations in the country. I have a feeling this ride is gonna have a 2-hour line almost at all times. This roller coaster has no choice but to operate one train at a time. There's gonna be a lot of just waiting and waiting and waiting. It doesn't matter how fast the operators move, it's gonna take a while to get through this line. We got some numbers about this ride's capacity. Shout out to Six Flags, because I cannot do the math myself. It holds 18 people per cycle, about 800 riders per hour, which isn't terrible on paper. We'll just see if that could actually be executed. And a park from this size can really benefit from high capacity attractions, especially with the removal of 2, one of them being a very high capacity attraction, that being Green Lantern. All right, the theming, it's pretty basic. It's your run-of-the-mill Six Flags theming. They put up some red, some yellow. I mean, it's pretty generic. If you see the Flash in character running around, I think that's the whole point of the Flash. I don't watch superhero movies. I'm not a superhero person. Definitely not into the Flash. I like Batman a lot more. But the Flash is not my favorite. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty. It fits in well here in the metropolitan area. I think that's what it's called. Look, you're here for the roller coaster, not to be immersed within the world of the Flash. And overall, that's where I'd say this roller coaster delivers. I think it falls short on the capacity's sake, and can't really fault Six Flags for the theming. They've never really been known for being the best in the theming game. But the thrill is where Six Flags always delivers. And Flash Vertical Velocity does not fall short of that. But it was finally time to meet with the park president of Six Flags Great Adventure, because I had some really important questions for him. Questions that not even Marshall or the Flash himself could answer.
I'm Brian Bachicha, park president here at Great Adventure.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you.
In a very short amount of time, we've noticed a lot of big changes happening to Six Flags Great Adventure. I'm noticing a focus on exciting, high-speed, thrilling attractions. Can you tell me what the addition of the Flash Vertical Velocity means for the future of this amazing park that you guys are clearly putting work into?
No, absolutely. We're excited. This is part of our, obviously, as a company, $1 billion investment that you heard talk about when it comes over to 42 properties across the country. And this is Flash is the beginning of that, right? So we're excited about what Flash is going to bring to Great Adventure. It's an exciting coaster. We're thrilled for the future here. And obviously, with that $1 billion investment over the next few years, there's a lot that's planned for this property. We're a great park and a lot of potential in the long term for us. So
yeah, $1 billion is a lot of money.
It is.
So
now clearly across 42 properties. Yeah. But we're obviously one of the main ones, and we're excited about what's coming to our park. Six
Flags Great Adventure is a park that's only going to grow in the future. And the Flash Vertical Velocity is one of the first steps in bringing this park to the future. With this ride now open to the public in 2025, I hope they prove us wrong with our concerns about the capacity. And there's a really big empty dirt plot where Kingda Ka once stood. I'm willing to bet they're not going to leave all that land empty for long. Whoa, 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 whoa!